Hi, I'm Sabrina, a volunteer at the Lighthouse Film Festival, and in this video we will be covering how to create a plot for your video. To start off, a plot is defined as the sequence of events which makes up your story. This is often the part that keeps your audience hooked on your video throughout its entirety. They become engaged as they take in information and wonder how it will impact your story later on. However, to be clear, there is no one way to structure a plot. As you may have noticed, the definition of a plot itself is very loose, and the differences between plots and how they move is often what makes each one of them unique. But that being said, plots can be found in all forms of video, from your typical short film style to documentaries and PSAs. After all a plot is a sequence of events. The three film categories you will be able to enter at this level include short film, PSA, and documentary. Here's a rundown of each. Short films are simple short stories, similar to those Pixar shorts you see before Disney Pixar movies. Short films are majorly fictional, giving the creator plenty of control over the story's contents and how it progresses. PSAs, or public service announcements, are made with the intention of raising awareness about a specific topic or issue within your community. Because of this, PSAs often rely on a combination of creativity and fact to demonstrate the effect of the topic and to get your point across to the audience. Documentaries are movies which capture real-life retellings of real experiences. That being said, however, there is a lot less room to be creative since the events of the story have already occurred. The one thing that many creators still have control over, though, is how the story is perceived based off of the angle the story is told from. Now, something which all video plots have in common, no matter the category it falls under, are a beginning, a middle, and an end. However, the function of these parts tends to differ from category to category due to the fact that each category has a different purpose behind its videos. To start off, the beginning of your story is where the focus of your video is introduced, whether that be a character and the problem which they face, the impact of kindness, or maybe you have someone who wants to tell their life story. Now, as you may have noticed from these examples, the focus of your video typically includes a subject and the situation which they face. This situation is very important and acts as the driving force behind your plot. How it is dealt with throughout the story is what creates change. However, before we move on, there is one more important thing I need to mention about the beginning of your story, specifically regarding short films or otherwise narrative-style films. Be sure to include background information prior to introducing the situation which your story follows, such as the setting or any other relevant information which may impact your story further down the line. This information acts as a set of rules for what is allowed and not allowed to happen in the world you create, and can also be used to foreshadow future events if used correctly. And now, we resume. Now, the middle is where this change is displayed. It takes the elements that you gave during the beginning of your video and shows how they interact with each other. Now, in a documentary, this part is more or less pre-decided, but in a short film or PSA, you still have plenty of creative control. Your story can go in a variety of directions depending on your choices. However, I would recommend working with a specific goal or ending in mind, as well as making sure that the events of the middle fall within any restrictions set by the background information at the beginning. That being said, I would recommend that after you write your beginning, you write your ending next. Then everything becomes as simple as writing from how you got from point A to point B. Now, the ending is obviously the end, and the final part to your video's plot. This is often the part that has the most variation between video categories. In a narrative, this would be the part where the events of the middle come together and get settled in one way or another. Let's just say your main character thought that everyone was trapped in a TV show and everyone else thought they were crazy. Well, maybe it turns out that they're right, and it shows a lone viewer watching them from behind a screen. In a PSA, this is often the part where the topic and message of your video are established. This would also be where the viewer is encouraged to go find more information as a way to get more actively involved. You can do this by including something such as a website URL or maybe a phone number to a place or organization that can give them more info. This is also often where people will include statistics about the topics which their video is about, as a way to emphasize their message. In a documentary, this would be the part where the subject reflects on their experience after telling it. This gives them a chance to express what they may have learned and what they want the audience to take away from their experience. Now that's all I have to say about how to write a plot. However, like I said before, there is no one way to structure it. After all, this is a matter of creativity. However, if there were some things in this video that you found unclear or you're looking for more information, I would recommend trying to study the type of video which you are trying to make, or setting up an appointment with one of our Lighthouse tutors through Zoom. Now, I've done enough talking. Go out there and bring your story to life.